Hello and welcome to episode 1 of the third series of the Haiku P podcast. And a happy new year to all of you. I'm Patricia and I started the Haiku P podcast about 2 and a bit years ago. At the time, I was trying to reignite my ability to write anything creative, but poetry in particular. I was having rather bad brain fog at the time and completely lost my ability to create anything at all. Stupidly, as I look back at it now, I thought if I took up the art of haiku, it would be easy. After all, I thought, how difficult would it be to write a poem of 17 syllables? Well, that just illustrates my level of ignorance at that point. And despite having learnt so much, I still have a great deal to learn and need to work hard to improve my craft. Speaking of which, as you know, this year I want to look at the essence of haiku. I know it helps me to revisit techniques, and I'll do that this year too, but I'm pretty sure a good look at the essence and perhaps a little history of haiku will help too. Initially, I thought perhaps I could combine my thoughts with those that I've read and those that you've sent me into 1 or 2 episodes, but as I started to put everything together, I realised that it's going to take some time to work my way through it. So I'll start in February and it'll probably go on for a few months. So there's still time to comment, and all comments will be welcome. And so today, in this episode, I'm not even going to start. Instead, I'm going to offer you some of the fruits of my reading over Christmas, as well as the Renku, which is nearing conclusion. Let me start, however, with an apology. I had a full house for Christmas. And as I only delivered my last child to the airport on Friday, I'm a little bit behind with my emails. I promise, once today's podcast is out, I'll get to it and hope that by the end of the week, I'll have done a substantial amount of catching up. I think we've had more submissions for the Animals podcast, the next one, than any other podcast so far. I'm amazed and grateful. Thank you very much. Now, for some reason, over Christmas, I returned to Shakespeare. I've enjoyed reading Shakespeare since I was a preteen. Naturally, I have some favourites. Othello, for example, is my absolute favourite. Has there ever been a better play written? Answers in an email, please. What I was doing and what I want to share with you today was looking at pieces in which I thought I might have found some haiku or senryu. Pieces from Macbeth, which is my second favourite, and Romeo and Juliet. Quite well down the pecking order, actually. From Macbeth, I chose tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to day, to the last syllable of recorded time, and all our yesterdays have lighted fools the way to dusty death. Out, out, brief candle. Life's but a walking shadow, a poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. In which I think I found the last syllable of recorded time, all our yesterdays. And from Romeo and Juliet, possibly my favourite scene in the play. But soft, what light through yonder window breaks? It is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon, who is already sick and pale with grief, that thou her maid art far more fair than she. From which I took, what light through yonder window breaks? Envious moon. Reading them again for you and thinking about the essence of haiku, I'm questioning whether there are actually haiku. Any thoughts? Either way, I'm going to have to get better at this because Roger Watson suggested that we do found haiku later in the year, actually in October. So I have time, but I need to get cracking. And so to the Renku, which is coming to a close. I'd like to thank the following poets for their contributions so far: Kim Russell, Richard Bailey, Wendy C. Bialek, M. Shane Pruitt, Veronica Hosking, James Young, Andrew Sire, S. Zylenga, B.S. Saroja, Ricky Rivers Jr., Craig Kittner, and Miniko Takahashi. Check it out on the Poetry P website to see who exactly has written each verse. But my thanks to all of them. And here we go. Marble steps sculpted by endless souls, a welcome chill. Mural tablets, how ancient my son's name. Wind in the willows, unanticipated storm, green blades impaling. Will the night be dark, or give no shelter? Kissed moon, all those unfinished poems under water. Empty leaves, the fading colours. An old quilt, grandmother's warmth passes down. Bitterly cold, she adds peat to the fire. Hypnotic glow, involuntary shiver reaches his soul. Snow glitter in the alpine air. Shawl bent, the long trudge through winter collecting logs. A returning trapper offers his assistance. Breaking bread, news from another village, northern lights. The sky lamp shines long tonight, lovebirds. Urgent flight, whisking wings, gallows bright. Red dawn, a new life divides. Market square, mired in slush, a solitary rose petal. People gather and scatter, tides wait for no one. A die cast, no going back, overseas. Spring quickening, she vomits on the deck. I think it's coming along nicely, with something of an element of mystery in it. We only have a couple of verses left to complete. Thank you, everyone. My thanks also to everyone who helped me put today's podcast together. Next time we meet, in a couple of weeks, it will be one of our specials in which you and I are writing about animals. The submission period for that podcast is well and truly over, but of course you can submit your haiku and senryu for the next topic. It's love. The submission period ends on the 1st of February. Emails only, please. And speaking of submissions, I just wanted to update you on one of the projects for next year, the Children's Anthology. I'll open the submission period for that in April, and it'll close at the end of August. So start collecting your ideas. I'm so looking forward to putting that together. And next month, I will definitely be starting my series on the essence of haiku. And if you haven't commented with your thoughts, I'll be happy to receive your emails. I may not always agree with you, but I think we should be able to speak openly and honestly to one another by now, because that's the only way to learn, isn't it? That's it for today. Thank you very much for coming along and listening. I look forward to receiving your thoughts, comments, and submissions by email. So, it's definitely time to get writing. Take a look at today's show notes on the website poetryp.com, and if you still need more information on anything, just drop me an email and I'll see what I can do for you. Ciao!